Welcome to Rhinos and Aliens.
Well, first off, I just want to say, can we all take a deep breath? When you guys get a chance, hug a friend. And after that,
I don't like none of you niggas.
reach for the ceiling and stretch your limbs in the most purest way possible.
He said when you get a chance.
Yeah,
Give
well,
me your energy.
He said hug a friend and then do that. I'm gonna wait till I get home.
Give me your energy.
Wait, have you, no funny shit, before we get deep into this.
Dave,
Okay.
you making a spirit
Have you
bomb? Go
ever,
ahead.
have you ever,
The steps I just discussed, each of these simple acts creates a sense of calm and comfort. And this is all, from what we know, mostly due to the vagus nerve. Each of these simple acts bestows a sense of calm and comfort. Each works in soothing and magic parts by activating a complicated system of nerves that connects from the brain to the heart, to the gut, to the immune system, and many of the organs. This system is known collectively as the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is also called the 10th cranial nerve, which is the longest, largest, and most complex of the cranial nerves. In some ways, it's also the least understood. Experts have linked its activity to systems changing in people with migraine headaches, inflammatory bowel disease, depression, epilepsy, arthritis, and many other common ailments. Vagus is Latin for wandering, which is apparent when one considers all the different parts of the body the vagus nerve reaches. So far, it's been linked to the face, digestive tract, heart, lungs, and immune system. There's a massive bioelectrical and biochemical series of events that the vagus nerve is responsible for, and all that is almost impossible to map. The nerve is the governor of the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps control the body's relaxation responses. It releases immune system common chemicals. Pick almost any common medical condition that's made worse by stress or inflammation. Anything from asthma attacks, headaches, to arthritis and inflammatory bowel disease. And there's research showing that the vagus nerve stimulation can help treat it, or at the very least relieve its symptoms. This stimulation is being explored to aid, if not cure, a wide range of diseases and illnesses. This is the main reason why massage and yoga are so effective and calming. These are the least invasive ways of stimulating this kind of nerve, but still gets it done with firm pressure or deep stretch reaching these pressure receptors. This is why light touching and stroking is arousing, while a bear hug or powerful handshakes are inherently soothing, because both of these acts are reaching the vagus nerve. Deep breathing meditation is another form of reaching your vagus nerve, which is why meditation and yoga go so hand in hand. Now, to put this out there, there's still a lot about the vagus nerve science doesn't understand, but the doctors uncover more of its secrets every day, discovering and revealing new and more effective ways to relieve pain, inflammation, sadness, and disease.
Right. Well, some pretty cool information.
okay, so I have a question.
Yes.
I don't know if this is gonna sound stupid or not, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. So the
Like
vagus
teachers
nerve.
say, you can't ask a stupid question.
All right. Well, does the vagus nerve like contribute to the feelings of like butterflies in your tummy and shit like that, or when you get mad and you like your head starts to hurt? That
Well, honestly,
is it related to that?
I don't even know a scientist can 100% say it is, but since it's part of that part of the body, it might be.
Okay, because I'm thinking, okay, yeah, it goes as far as like.
Well, normally
know.
when you get those butterflies too, at least for me, whenever I get those butterflies, it's normally when I am softly being touched, personally.
Me, I don't know. It's just a feeling when I'm in, I don't know.
I think when she said the butterfly thing, I actually think she hit it right on the head. Because when I was like researching it, when you feel the butterfly effect, right? If you notice, like it's in your stomach. You say you feel butterflies here, right?
But then it goes throughout the body,
it doesn't
right?
start there. Like it's because you're about to do something and you're thinking about something. You're like, oh shit, this is about to happen, and then it goes down
you
here.
feel it. Yeah, you feel what you're thinking about. Then you feel it
And
on your
so-
chest, like,
You
oh
get the
shit.
chills.
And then you feel the butterflies.
And the vagus nerve starts here and it connects
Throughout the entire body.
the gut,
And-
but the main area is right here in your
Intestines.
gut, your second gut, like
Yeah.
in the brain gut axis, what they call it, that second gut. that's basically like from your brain all the way down to here, and that's your vagus nerve, basically.
So my mom has an autoimmune disease, and sometimes when she's super stressed out, her body swells in different areas, or she gets a fever and stuff like that. If the vagus nerve connects to all of the underlying health issues that you named before, why wouldn't they relate to the little things like butterflies and stuff? That's what I was thinking.
By the way, I'm just
No,
speaking.
that's just where my idea came from.
I'm just saying, scientifically speaking, I'm not going to say, oh yeah, it does,
Yeah, no,
and we
I
don't
feel you.
100%
I'm just
know.
telling you where the question came from.
Yeah, but it makes sense because think about it. If something as simple as breathing can affect such a massive aspect of your life,
In your health, then why wouldn't it something so small?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes when I have butterflies in my stomach, I have to, like for a minute, breathe and then get my shit back together and I'll be fine. But yeah.
so Piper, what is there anything different that you looked up that you could add to that, or you just want to expand on?
It's also it's responsible for like your involuntary parasympathetic nervous system, and basically on a hidden level, what it does is it makes you care more when your vagus nerve is like basically more active. So a person that has a more active vagus nerve is going to be the person that steps in if they see a bigger person bullying that person.
They're more one with their emotions. They're more sensual.
Yeah, and they can more or less feel what's going on between two other people, and they're the person that's going to act on it. They're not the person that's going to feel the same thing and sit back and not act on it. That's a person with the underactive.
So the vagus nerve attributes to their character too, to an extent.
Yes.
Well, this is my.
Huggers!
Well,
Huggers!
No, I was gonna say this is why. Personally, whenever I do hug, I immediately feel better. And another thing too, have you ever met a professional yogi who is, at least on average, a dickhead? I don't know. I've never heard of one single one.
Yogi?
A yogi is a professional person who practices yoga.
That's so funny, yogi. I mean, I figured that's what it was, but
Yeah.
yogi?
Yeah. Or what's the most peaceful religion?
Islam.
No.
Okay, I was being funny. I was being funny.
He said no. No.
What is it, Buddhism?
Yeah.
No, goddamn.
It's Buddhism.
Yeah.
Okay, I said Islam because I was being funny because
He said no.
Yeah.
No.
Well, initially, if I was on camera, I would have probably responded like him because I wasn't directly looking at you, so I saw your.
He said no. No.
I was being funny. Buddhism. Okay, but keep going.
No, that's the most peaceful. And why is it the most peaceful? Because the whole point of their religion is to, what is it specifically called? To reach
Enlightenment? What do you mean?
Yes,
Yeah.
enlightenment. Was Gandhi a Buddhist?
Yeah.
The vagus nerve, I wish we would. I like that topic. I'm going to go home and read about the vagus nerve.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
She's a liar.
you're gonna just.
I'm not a liar.
You're gonna notice that it's the vagus nerve is connected to like your spleen, it's connected to your digestive system, is connected to your spleen, your liver, your bladder. It's connected to every.
It's like when you're about to get a
I feel
whooping.
like all that
and you
shit
know
makes
it's gonna
sense. Like, you
happen.
know how I
You
get
get
when
the
I'm mad.
butterflies.
Like, you know when I'm like you have to like I get warm. All the feelings, you know. I completely understand. Like the vagus nerve just makes everything makes sense. Damn near.
depression too, like depression and people who get like anxiety. And
Cabin
shit,
fever.
It's because of their
The
vagus nerve. That's why they always tell you if somebody's if you see somebody having an anxiety attack, what do you tell them to do?
Breathe.
Exactly.
Yeah, all that shit.
And
Yep.
that's gonna do what? That's gonna calm down their vagus nerve so that they can basically communicate.
But it's also not just breathe, full breaths, full calm breaths.
Deep.
Full
Yeah.
deep breaths.
Yeah.
Full deep breaths. I think we adjust our vagus nerve based on our environment and what it is we're trying to actually execute. Because if you think about it, right,
I like where this is going.
from our aspect all the way to like the Illuminati, the way they're trained to numb down that vagus nerve so that they can do whatever it is they need to do to fulfill defense contracts and so on. Because people always ask, why does this people do this and why do corporations do that? And it's because like corporations are run by people who just their vagus nerve they inactive. They don't give a damn if you die. Your
Or another
die.
way to look is you're numbing the vagus nerve is equivalent to numbing your moral code.
Yeah, and you best
Gotcha.
believe when you go out to a dinner and these people are getting ready to invest $100 $100,000, $500,000, millions of dollars in a contract, and they go out and they have these dinners and stuff, and they're talking to you. They're looking for small cues for you to
take advantage.
Not only that, they want to see your vagus nerve. It's just like somebody on the street testing you or testing your heart. They want to see if you're somebody that's going to get to a certain point and see something going on in a laboratory or see some paperwork that you're just supposed to sign your name on and shut the hell up, or you somebody with that active vagus nerve that cares. Are you fucking Erin Brockovich? Are you going to blow shit the fuck up?
Ooh.
You get what I'm saying?
So do you think it's
a game of-
subconscious or it's a conscious thing? Like, do they consciously look for the vague? Like, do they pay attention to the fact that, I mean, granted, they're looking for the characteristics in the people, but do you think they focus on the body language or how they might be moving and focusing on if they get nervous in those meetings and shit like that? Or even in any type of relationship, whether it's business or personal, do you think some people purposely look for that?
Yes.
Or do you think people can just gravitate towards the one that I guess is most comforting to them or something?
No, because it's consciously, you have to be able to look for it subconsciously in another person. That's like, I'm trying to look for the profession. Like a law firm. Law firms look for what? You cannot be coming in there with any vagus nerve about any kind of heart if you're working for a big name defense attorney that just defends
you have to
scumbags
stay
and
calm
pedophiles
either
and
way,
all that,
right?
right?
Well,
when they interview you, they're going to try and find out if you're an individual that, you know what I'm saying? It's either you're a go-getter and you're going to stomp on people's fucking necks like the rest of them, or...
Either you can stay calm under pressure, you can't.
Yeah.
But I would say if a person is ignorant to this knowledge, but they're just genuinely gifted about picking up cues like this, it can be subconscious.
That's what I'm thinking. That's,
but if it's...
I think something else just came up. I think if you use repetition, you can numb the vagus nerve, because it seems like through cadence and through consistent training in the Army, we train our soldiers to numb down their vagus nerve to the point where they just simply follow orders. And that's why they come back fucked up with PTSD, depression, and anxiety, because their vagus nerve was like basically hijacked. And then
but I would say a better example would be assassin in terms of person who can numb the vagus nerve without it affecting them to a degree like a soldier.
I would agree with that.
Oh, you mean the one that just he actually returns to normal afterwards?
Yeah.
Me.
Let's say Jason Bourne before he got fucked up in the head.
Got you. Okay.
I feel like if some people in the military or armed forces were, their biggest nerve was trained, I guess properly enough for them to, whatever the case may be, then they wouldn't come back with PTSD.
But I would also make the case just with the Army.
Well, they would, but not as many, because they would be more conscious of how to stay calm and like.
But
PTSD can happen with you in any situation.
Yeah, it can happen with anybody. I know what post-traumatic stress disorder is, but what I'm saying is if they were trained differently, maybe, or they were more conscious of what the vagus nerve can do and how to move, move with it, then they wouldn't come back as fucked up.
You know what that's called? That's why there's different branches. You got the Army for the weak motherfuckers, and then you got the Delta Force for the hitmen, the assassins.
I don't think they even have they can't have vagus nerves. They don't have time to have their vagus nerves send their pressure
like the
all the way up
Navy,
and
Air
then all the way
Force,
down and do all that stuff.
Well,
they don't have time for
Marines.
The who?
The Delta Force.
that.
That's
The
they're-
berets, the dudes that go in
They're technically not part of the government.
like
Okay,
black
'cause,
ops.
okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
They're the undercover
Yeah,
ones.
dudes that just go in, kill a whole bunch of people, and then they just scatter right back out, and they just go back to doing.
Now, this is the real question, really quick, before we go on to the next topic. Do you believe you could be fully one with your vagus nerve and just like, let's say, a Naruto situation, be able to know when to turn it on and off?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to know your body well enough, you will learn your body well enough. I mean,
I would say
that's why people do what they do. That's why people meditate. That's why people astral project. That's why people do all of that shit.
I was going to say that's a true form of meditation.
But you have to really want and be at peace with that. Like, you have to build your life around finding that.
If you want to subscribe, just hit this bad boy up here, that big fat rhino. If you want the newest video, to the right. If you want the recommended, to the left. And then, of course, our personal dick pic. Yep, right below. So thank you for joining us once again, and we hope to see you next week. So peace out.
Peace.